Hey guys, thank you for connecting. Real quick, 1 second. I'm gonna get some water, some fuel, and then we'll get into it. We have a few more signs to do, yeah, for the full moon in Aries. And we had some fun last night, but you know, we're here again to get everyone sort of covered in the mix. And I'm just gonna put this water on, boil that, and then get some cool water. And then we'll jump into it. So I hope you're all doing well. How are you guys feeling with these energies? You know, yesterday technically was the full moon in Aries. Technically it peaked yesterday, but I'm filming this on the third or the second, okay, of October. And so, but with every full moon, right, you might find that these energies really carry out over time. Let's take those out. You guys hear me, right? You never know. Never know with the headphone thing. This chair is so low. I can't read with this chair. Hold on. Tuning in right now. Is this a furniture assembly video? She's moving furniture around. No. Just gonna switch out the chair, okay. And let me just get that water. So yeah, thank you guys for connecting again and for your patience with these readings. We've been, well, this feels really high up now. Okay. Oh, hello everyone. Venus, build a bed again. Yeah, like it's so easy. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. All right. Now, I think this water's just about warm enough, and I'm going to grab the phone as well so that I can see your comments and all that jazz more easily, and just pull it up. And so what are your signs as well? Curious to know here, and who's tuning in. Those of you who have stelliums as well. How many of you have a lot of, a certain element in the chart? Let me pull up live video. There we go. Okay. Let me get the water. Okay. And we'll settle in. Okay. Who likes a good pot of tea? Who else loves a good pot of tea? Okay, oh my. This is actually, okay, these just went right in. Yeah, the tea tags. Okay, oh well. This is a chamomile lavender tea. Okay, I'm just finishing that off from earlier. Okay, so thank you guys for connecting. Wow, we got a lot here going on. As I'm feeling it, there's this sort of this I'm hearing hyper intensive energy. I don't know what that's alluding to, but interestingly, we are moving through a few cycles here, right? We got the Venus in Leo trailing out of Leo and into Virgo actually today. And so you might be feeling that there is this really sort of strong shift of energy where it's like, yeah, I feel the build up. Okay, this is not just a random time. I'm hearing that as well. I can, and for a number of you, this is an emotionally charged time possibly where you feel like there's a lot also coming up for review, and the question possibly is also of the reaction, right, to what comes up. So, we can experience things, but then it's also possibly at times a matter of how we sort of internalize them, and then how it is that we translate that, what we make of that experience. And so let's get the cards while the devil comes through right there. We'll just do a little wild card. Well, actually, no, let's jump into a sign. We're doing, we did Libra last night, right? Yep. The devil, horizontal blade, 6 of cups in reverse. Somebody here is exhausted. There's something that is just, it's Son of Pentacles, 5 of Cups in the center of the shred. It's kind of like, people can also see it on your face. 8 of Swords in reverse. They're like, yeah, you're tired. I'm hearing that as well. 2 swords in reverse. Now, we're going to get into these energies. It could be karmic. It could be a long cycle here with the devil and the 6 of Cups. kind of an interesting, this is an interesting energy because the devil speaks of Capricorn energy, right? The earth element. Wow, 17 likes right there, 71 people in the room. Then we have the Six of Cups, which speaks of, it can speak of the past as well. Interestingly, the number 6 is associated with Virgo. So we do have this emphasis on the earth element very strongly so. And I don't know, we're going to get into which sign this is, but in just a second. Son of Pentacles in reverse anchoring here, mirroring the devil. So there is a very strong focus on something. Okay, but let's get into the sign now. Leo. We're doing, we haven't done Leo, right? Have not done Leo. Okay. Okay, so, let me grab a sweater as well. It's a little chilly. The season is really turning now. Yeah, it's not joking around. It's really, the seasons are real. They really do change. Alright. Yeah, you got a little flatter going here now. Some deep breaths as well. My gosh, there's a very intense sort of energy. I'm hearing packed in like sardines. For a number of you, this is your schedule. You could just be real, like, you got a lot of work here for whatever. I mean, for a number of you, it could be, on so many levels, like, work to one is play to another, and, vice versa. Wow. This jacket. Okay, it's, the pattern is, some of, like, the way it's woven, I think I have to, stretch it out, make it even again. Okay, Virgo moment. 1 second. I'm not a Virgo, but I do have my Venus in my 6th house. Interesting. That's the house of Virgo. You know what? I want to actually push this back as well. Sorry about that. Loud and awkward and uncomfortable. I won't tell her that though. Okay. Alright. Let's get this jacket on. It's not really even it's like a mesh glove. Hold on everyone, let me just wear this mesh glove. Really quickly. Okay. It's a little warmer than not wearing it. Alright, there's also a concept of gratitude here for a number of you possibly that is definitely at play. Ow. Oh, my hair is definitely caught on my zipper on the back of the dress. I do need help. Hold on a second. Ow. Yeah, this is like that chair. The chair that was like plucking my hair. Okay. Whew. We are kind of getting ready for the reading, I think, slowly but surely. Ready? Ready. Ace of Cups. Okay, so it's like, well, whatever we work so hard for, there will be a payoff. I'm hearing this as well for a number of you. And maybe that's why you've sort of like been so patient in this space, but I'm not saying so much as patience, it's just been a lot. Like a lot of also, interesting, I'm hearing inspiring aspects to the cycle. Like, and this is something like for a number of you, I'm hearing you've gone in and out, in and out. This is, Leo, right? Okay, but I'm seeing, I'm hearing Virgo as well. So it's almost like kind of, these energies are managed together maybe for a number of you. Maybe you work with a Virgo / Leo. Somebody had a lot of that energy in their chart actually. You might not even know it technically. It could be, they're gonna be, oh, there was Sun sign Aquarius or Aries yeah, but they could have like 5 planets in Leo, 5 planets in Virgo. Thank you. Who's this? Ali Bond for your donation. So good to feel you here. Thank you for connecting. And I'm hearing, I'll have it all in mode. Thank you. I'm hearing that. Okay. Let me again though push this back. You guys, I just want to show you this. How cute is this pumpkin? This pumpkin right here. Okay, this one here. How cute is it? Okay, show and tell's over. We're just gonna get to reading now. Okay. You're back. Let me actually charge this in the meantime in case this Wi-Fi. Yeah. What's on that? Yeah, we're ready. Let's start the reading. Wi-Fi cuts. Right out, right then. So, yeah, for a number of you, this is maybe even something that you've been trying not to, like, react to. I'm hearing that as well. It's, for a number of, this is a social dynamic or some kind of partnership dynamic that's just been, like, so challenging, okay? It's like, oh, they're ticking me off. I don't want to come out and, like, have to say it. I want to just kind of, like, say I'm a snowman and I'm the glow. Hold on, Son of Pentacles in reverse. It's, like, not practical. Yeah, a lot of Pentacles. Hold on, 6 of Pentacles with the 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay, for a number of this is definitely like kind of this is a very challenging cycle. Like you don't want to come out and say it. Daughter Cups in reverse. Like the way it kind of, it's like I don't tell them that like this is too far for me as well to like travel. Something is super inconvenient. Like verbalize that. Now I'm feeling in this crossover of varies. They're like kind of trying to maybe it's the feeling of like realizing something doesn't really work for you, but then it's like you're trying to find the balance point, like a happy medium. You don't want to come out and be like, sorry, this doesn't work for me. It's like I want to make it work. Okay, so a lot of patience here we're talking about here with the Son of Pentacles in reverse, knowing that something is not really immediately also paying off. Interesting. So this one, can you guys hear? I really hope you can. Can you guys type 1, 2, 3 if the service is good and you can hear it right now? If you are like producing something with someone, I really hope this is recording. Wow. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Are we still here? I was talking for I think at least 5 minutes about some things here. Okay, well the Father of Pentacles just came through in reverse, so we were alright. Let me first, before I continue talking again, let's make sure we're all in the room and everything's all Scooby-Doo-Doo. Okay, now we can see. Okay. Yeah, this is so irritating. This is what happened last night. So it was like we were trying to do something, get it off the ground, like trying to make it like also finally work. I'm hearing that work out, and it's like it all fell apart. I'm hearing right then. It's like trying to put a cake together, and like you're timed, and it's like right when you're about to like present it to the person that you just baked it for, it's like it kind of just like falls apart. It slides right off the plate. It's like that's the sort of feeling with the Ace of Cups upright, the Father of Pentacles. I don't know if you guys caught this. The Father of Pentacles came through in reverse. I'm hearing we really weren't ready for that. Son of Pentacles in reverse. Something is way too intense. Like, way too intense here for a number of you. Like, it's just actually not working. And that's the realization with the Six of Cups in reverse. And I don't know if, again, you guys caught this. I was talking, not making sure, apparently, that we were recording. Six of Pentacles came through in reverse as well, in tandem with the Six of Cups. So it's like, you got so much Earth energy here. Oh my goodness. It's like, something just doesn't feel interesting. And then the Daughter of Cups came through in reverse as well. But right here we have the Fool, the Strength card, the Five of Swords. We see a lot of Virgo, Leo energy here overlapping. Two of Wands. Whoever's raking the energy right now, thank you. Okay, this is like so frustrating. I don't know what this is. Eight of Cups here, right beneath the Five of Cups here. Okay, Eight of Cups upright, Five of Cups upright. Somebody is at that point where they're like, I can't take this. I'm hearing that as well. This is too much. This is too much. I'm seeing mustard yellow. Somebody's just over-exerting themselves as well. And it's just overlapping with something that is really... it's interesting because I see that for a number of you, you feel like this is going to pay off. Okay, and that's maybe why you're in it, right? Otherwise, why would somebody kind of put up with a space that is very kind of much frustrating? I'm hearing that actually at a certain point, it's like... how much can we take of this with the Eight of Cups upright? Like, and it is maybe something that reaches that point where it becomes so cyclical, that it becomes so obvious, and then we decide to finally make that decision. To put an end to that as well, maybe for a number of you, but for another number of you out of the Wheel of Fortune, this is something of a sensation of, I can't, let's clear it. I can't really, this is very challenging because with the two sixes, right, we see a really strong focus maybe on karma, or the Devil as well, with the Son of Pentacles, with the Father of Pentacles, this feeling of, I don't know why I'm still in this situation, and I haven't left it yet. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you. I don't know why I'm still putting up with this. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you. Eight of Pentacles upright, right over the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Like, I don't know, also really... I don't know how to address myself in this space. So it's almost like someone feels they're at the mercy of a certain situation. For a number of you, this is like kind of perceptive wise, right? Psychologically, where it's like, I don't know why I feel like I owe them something. Like, and that's maybe for a number of you, this karmic sort of concept. Wow, Magician coming through right there. It's funny because we see these sort of energies that are very challenging, we could say in that way, and then they sort of oscillate with this energy that's very empowering, right? With the Fool coming out at the base of the reading, where it's like you oscillate, you're like, it doesn't matter, it is everything right now. Okay, everything that actually doesn't even matter, and then you invert, and then you go back and you're like, well, it actually friggin' is everything, so it doesn't matter. And then it's like you're kind of wanting to work and ride on this sort of concept of faith. And it is not easy, maybe for a number of you, to think, well, I'm also considering letting all of this go with the Magician, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Something that someone has considered with the Four Swords in reverse, Four Cups, has to do with maybe even detaching from a certain space that is heavily, for a number of you, I don't want to say in this way, but like very, very challenging, mostly challenging with the Devil. Okay. Nine of Pentacles, though, mirroring the Devil, with a Son of Pentacles in reverse, Father of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody is remaining in this space. Ace of Cups upright. for the sensation that things, well, there is a there is potential here with the Ace of Cups upright. It's like the feeling of it can get better, and I know that. But you know, there is still this feeling of I'm still on the roller coaster. I still have to ride it out. You know, it's not going to be forever. I'm hearing as well, like this is the sensation maybe, but I'm still in the cycle of it with a Hangman reverse. I don't know. That could be different for everyone, right? The Eight of Wands, but someone wants to finally even release something. Yeah, Seven of Cups in reverse. It's actually become obvious with a Hangman reverse. Sometimes again, we need to get to that point where like it's so obviously not working for me, and then it, you know, it makes it kind of easier for me to make the decision that I come to. Let's clear it. Somebody has this little rainbow ball under their arm. It's so cute. It's a little kid. All right, now, and then like the person they're with or they're holding hands with, they have like a green broom, same color as the ball. So cute. Then I see someone else on a scooter, same color green. Wow, I'm feeling heat on my left ear. I'm seeing green everywhere here. So for a number of you, this is something where you felt like, okay, it really may not for everyone, but I'm hearing this has to do with the heart chakra maybe as well, with the Eight of Pentacles, where you're like, where who am I, and then who are the people in my environment who I integrate with. Okay, I care about these people. How do I balance that level of empathy with my own personal needs as well? For a number of you, it's like I'm seeing you wanting to find a happy medium space within a certain space that you operate in, where you say, okay, you know, I don't want to. You may have been feeling like this doesn't work for me, but I don't want to come out and like say that. I don't want to, you know, I'm hearing that as well. Eight of Pentacles upright. I want to find this sort of, let's clear it and ground. Somebody maybe actually has to like travel so far for their work. I'm hearing that as well. I don't know if it cut out when we were talking about that. But it's like, yeah, no, it's not realistic for me, but I'm still trying to make it work. But no, this is exhausting, you guys. Whoever this is for, the mother wands upright as well. It's interesting. Yeah, it's an oscillation here of energy with the mother wands, mother of cups, and interestingly, we have the father of cups at the base of the father, pentacles in reverse. So let's clear it. Actually, this is so hard. It's either something very competitive. It's something that you feel, I'm just constantly catching up. It's not like I have like this sort of moment to catch my breath. I'm just running laps. I'm hearing that with the Father of Pentacles in reverse. Look at the Mother of Cups. For a number of you, this is something that you're training for. Father Wands in reverse as well. Oh boy. So, how are you guys doing? We do need some air though, so give me a second. Open the window. Yeah, it's a matter of balance as well. For a review, I'm hearing Leo. You know, you could be finding that you realize it's about how I integrate this experience in my life, in my everyday, and that's something that you feel we're trying to get back on the swing of that, like to make it make sense for me, to make it work for me, okay? And so the Magician's looking in the future. Some of you, are you thinking of moving? I'm hearing that. Justice and the daughter, there could be an opportunity that comes through and you're like, I don't know, should I take it? Like it looks like a really, really shiny ticket. You're like, should I punch that ticket? Wow, but then it's like freaking annoying because then you have this sort of, you feel like you're in this contract and it's like, I can get out, but like if I do, then I'm like, I'm kind of in cameo. I'm hearing that as well. Like, then I'm floating. I don't want to say for a number of you this is something you feel kind of guilty about, but it's like, you're like, yeah, you're thinking of taking something on that maybe for a number of you feels so exciting to you, but then on the other hand, you're like, but then what about them and us? And like, and then maybe I shouldn't do it. Like, it's like something like that, you know, what the passion for a new beginning is here. We see that plain and clear with the Fool here at the base of the reading. The Hangman in reverse is something as well for a number that you've been really flip-flopping with. Let's say going back and forth with thinking, should I do it? Should I not? Should I wait? Should I do it? Should I wait? Should I do it? Should I just not even do it? Or should I just wait and then do it? It's like, but okay, so what is that about? I'm hearing wrong doesn't eventually lead to right. If it's wrong for you right now, okay, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what you come to. Virgo, you're like, or Leo. So these energies are so deeply enmeshed with one another, with Leo and Virgo. And interestingly, we are the Venus reaching the tail end of Leo today, 29th degree of Leo, and then it will trail into zenith degree, 0 degrees of Virgo. So we have that shift happening right here, right now. So take a look at your birth chart where we lead out at 29 degrees of Leo, and then we reach into the zenith degree, 0 degrees of Virgo, and see what part of your chart that's really sort of accentuating, because that's going to possibly be something that we are accenting on here as a theme around this time, where you're really flip-flopping. You're like, do I do it? Do I not? What's my decision? What do I do? What are my values as well? So that's a really big question I'm hearing for a number of you when it comes to the decision that we make. So in other words, there's been a lot of maybe like time to think about this. Time as we feel it, time and I'm seeing a mail truck go by. A lot of sort of waiting, and I'm seeing pumpkins as well. It's like, well, maybe it's a matter of season, maybe it's a matter of timing, maybe this, maybe that. It's like I can start blowing up so many balloons in the room and like hold on to all of them and then like feel like I'm not wasting time, but at the end of the day, I'm hearing, does it work for me with the mother cups in reverse? For me, this is the space you work in. It's just not working for you. 3 cups in reverse. I'm hearing they don't even give free water out. I'm always thirsty. What the fuck is that about with the Sun? We don't have even that basic necessity, okay, of ours, reached. And with the mother cups in reverse and the emphasis on water energy, there might be a focus as well on the element of having heart-to-heart vulnerable connections with others. That might be something that you feel. I'm not having that in my daily life. I'm hearing that with the 3 cups in reverse. I'm hearing I have to be honest with myself. Okay, with the mother cups in reverse, let's clear it. I'm hearing, okay, so for a number of you though, this is something where there are a number of people in this space. Okay, let's clear it. Now, when Mother Magician looking in the future, through the 8 of Wands, you're looking through this door, Virgo. Okay, Leo, Virgo. Again, we're on that axis of energy here. And everybody has, right, all the archetypes, but I'm seeing you looking through a door. Interesting, actually, through a door, and you're like, that door right there is an illusion. It's not really about the door. It's not really about the doorknob. It's not really about the walls. It is standing in relation to. It is actually my story. I'm hearing that, and it does kind of dissolve this entire paradigm of what I fabricate as holding meaning in my life. In other words, my story is an emotion, and when I actively address whatever it is that I'm feeling, I automatically understand where I take my life. So for a number of you, it's like there's been this sort of constructed dollhouse figurine of maybe something that you feel is like, well, maybe, I'm hearing a fixed mentality, maybe this is something of a pattern of even behavior or something of that nature, even, again, a perspective. You're realizing that's not realistic for me. When it comes to also my dynamic needs, socially, especially for a number of you, you feel like you want something more. Mother cups in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse. All right, now that could mean a number of things. Let's clear it in ground. I'm hearing Mr. Bean with the Death card in reverse. I'm hearing beanie on their head, beanie hat. Somebody's wearing a beanie. They're walking like they're swinging their hat. Let's clear it. It's not for everyone. I'm hearing I saw them 2 times. Okay. Someone else has like a blue bike. I'm hearing the letter CH, charity. Now, charity fund organization. Some of you are working for a company you feel like you're doing charity though. It's like you're not getting really maybe even like as you feel it paid properly with the 8 of Pentacles upright. It's just not meeting again your needs, and it's like maybe at a certain point you're like I can maybe skimp on those things, maybe, and the realization is that you actually couldn't if your priority was to reach your needs where they are at, and to not kind of negotiate your standards and your needs for yourself. 3 of Cups and your spirit guys really want to emphasize that. Like you get to the point where you're like, actually, I can't do that. I can, but I can't. Right? So it's like. Maybe for a number of you, like this is a negotiation, a contract, maybe even with your higher self. You're like, oh, I don't need, I'm here, I also don't need children. I don't know what that's going to. Maybe you made a decision, Virgo. You were like, I can do without that. I can do without, and you kind of figured, well, it will like kind of be okay, over time. Maybe you like even skipped a few meals. I'm hearing that with the 3 of Cups reverse. That will all kind of catch up when we're not acknowledging what we really need in every moment in time. So for a number of you, it's funny because Virgo rules the 6th house, rules needs, rules, right, sort of cause and effect as well. Balance point, the 6th house, 3, reaching 6. And 3 is a very powerful number. When we think of even the concept of manifestation, whatever, however you see it, it is a magnetic energy. So when we duplicate that, when we sort of, we amplify that energy and we say, well, we can create even in our environment, and we acknowledge the ability to also create dynamically in such a way that inspires and leads not only us, but also the space in which we create. Maybe for this is a matter concept of partnerships here or whatever, okay, but then we realize that we have so much potential, and what a shame to sacrifice that. So in other words, it's like it's very interesting, Virgo. Leo again, however you're resonating with this energy, it's like, or at least in terms of your chart, like from whatever angle of your chart you're looking at this reading through, it's like this. It's like now I'm seeing that the things that I so called sacrifice, whatever it is, it can be, oh, I chose not to, like, I'm hearing this from a number of you, even like brush my teeth that morning. Maybe you like kind of you're skimping on things. I'm hearing that in whatever way that might be. I didn't eat, the third meal of the day last night. I didn't, sleep enough here. I didn't, have enough time to myself on that day. All of these things. It's almost as if you now kind of see them as not just like things and sort of experiences that you either have or you don't. You kind of now see them as the connector to the creative. I'm hearing core. I'm hearing identity of your story. I'm hearing that with the hangman. So in other words, where have I sacrificed who I really am? And I'm seeing someone wearing purple here. I don't know what that's going to. Take it as well. It's like, at the end of the day, like, we can say, oh, that's okay, I don't need that. That's not true. I'm hearing that again with the hangman. Because if we want to feel that we are living that life that is authentic to us, right, we have to be true to what? Ourselves. So who are we really? In every single way. Where it's like, I don't say my emotions don't like matter in relation to my financial needs. And vice versa, right? Where I say I acknowledge who I am, mind, body, soul, the needs on every level in relation to that sort of concept of my humanity, of also my spirituality. I'm hearing that with the hangman reverse. Where do I really, truly address what I come also to bring forward as a story? I'm hearing that I got with the hangman. Also a potential. So you realize, Leo, I'm hearing Leo, we're really going backward, Leo, Virgo, that there is also an emphasis on why you do what you do. In other words, it's like, I'm not just here randomly. So, it's not like I'm just kind of, in and out. I'm hearing of this paradigm. It's not like I'm just here randomly working. I'm hearing this with the Death card reverse, Eight of Pentacles, right? You could take it as right you will. It could, mean so many things in so many ways, like in the way of, I'm not just here on Earth, for no sort of reason. I realize I have some sort of mission, but the important thing here is that it kind of, there is this, it brings us to question more so, when I am at my best, what does it really mean to be at my best? To reach my potential? Is it also for the activation? I'm hearing that specifically for others as well, where we say, what I offer, let's say, I embody this concept in my day-to-day, where I say I want to live a balanced life, mind, body, soul, where I'm like feeling happy, I'm feeling in balance, I'm feeling that I'm reaching my goals, I'm hearing those, whatever they may be. I want to like breathe deeply every day. That could be a goal, right, that you set, whatever it is, right? If I embody that concept and I present that and I share that with the world, right? Even as simple as it is, where people meet me and they like pick up on that, they realize that I live for certain things in certain ways. There is that sort of effect that's had on them by way of that. The sheer fact that you follow what you really feel you need. I'm hearing that again with the hangman. Spirit guys want to underline, bold, italicize, take the highlighter out. Needs here with the hangman in reverse. So, I don't know, Leo, Virgo, maybe there's a decision you need to make, and it's like, am I too soon, am I too late, is it too late to address my needs? It's like, it's never too late, because time doesn't exist, right? You are an essence. I'm hearing that actually, ultimately, how clearly you address what you feel is the gateway to, I'm hearing your creative expression with the Sun of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing though as well, this is a question of, friend, where you're like, well, if I did that, maybe you're looking at some space, you're like, well, if I, is it too late to even like start that project, who would I partner up with? It's never too late. I'm hearing that again. So it's like, when you realize what you want, and you really sort of embody that, in the way where you say, I'm gonna act on it as well, the universe will sort of brand the colors on the palette in such a way that acknowledge what you define as color. Wow. Ten of Cups in reverse, Star in reverse. Like, don't be concerned. I'm hearing for an interview, you're like, you're a little nervous. Like, maybe you work for a company, it's just not working for you, and you know that. You're like, I am more than this ticket stub that I keep punching, and I know that. Okay. You're like, but then if I went off on my own, I'm seeing another mailbox here. But then if I went off on my own and started some project, whenever you know you have this like connection I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing that with the star in reverse, death in reverse. Haven't done Cancer yet. Okay. There's this knowing that you do have this ability, but then there's this sort of like moment where you're like, if I were to actually like address it in a material, physical, realistic way, I'm seeing another truck here related to mail, FedEx going by right there. Thank you, Martika, for your dear donation, 2222. Whoa, what a divine number here on the block. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for your support, Martika. Let me lay it to you. There is the realization that when we do address whatever that is, right? The potential's there, but there's this sort of like moment of just the jump. I'm hearing it in that way with the Fool, with the Death card, and the Sun of Cups, where we just it's maybe a little performance anxiety. We will get further into this possibly to see and other signs to see how this energy might be playing out. It'll be different possibly for everyone. Where for a number of you might be totally at this point where you maybe have already left this position or whatever it is, and that's for a number of you. I'm hearing tray songs. I don't know what that's going to do. Tray table. I'm hearing that. Waiter, waiting. Yeah. A Fool in reverse. Son of Swords. This is maybe even something that you've been doing for a long time. And it's like, it's the moment of stepping out of the pattern that scares me. I'm hearing that for a number of you. But it's after that point, you're good. And you know that. I'm hearing that as well. 122 people in the room. Let's clear it in ground. Feeling, let's clear the right hand as well. Right hand pointer finger. Let's clear the right hand pointer finger. Now, this Ace Wands in reverse. For a number of you, yeah. It's like, even in this way of, again, I know I have this ability. Maybe, like, I'm super, like, creative, and I know that I could maybe start some kind of project, go off on my own. Now, what I'm saying, someone running here. For a number of you, you want to also be a doctor, I'm hearing that, and it's like, you're thinking, like, is it too late? Like, am I too, like, old for this? I'm hearing this one, no. What is age, right? What does that mean? Father Wands, all right. Now, but what I'm seeing for a number of you is that, there's this question maybe even of like, it's like, well, again, I have this potential. If I were to address it directly, how would I find, also I'm hearing this way, people to work with, my network? How would I, it's like these logical sort of questions with the Hangman in reverse, the Death in reverse, and the Swords in reverse. It's like, you start to go through this like sea of questions. You're like, okay, it starts with a funnel of like passion for this new beginning, whatever it is, and then it's like, then you start thinking about all these things that you can think about. Now, those things, I'm hearing this way, and that is a general reading, right? It's not to be, like, defined, interestingly, with the Ten of Wands upright. It's, like, the kind of thing where we have to have that faith to, like, really just step out on the branch. And then we'll feel the wind beneath our wings, sort of thing. But until we step on that branch and we say, to the universe, and to our higher self, whatever you define it, that I'm ready for this new beginning, there will be the question of, will the wind meet me? Where I meet myself. I'm hearing that. Like, so it's like you're questioning maybe support. How many of you do resonate? Well, it's clearing around. It could be indirectly, right? Even subconscious, like a program pattern. I for number I'm seeing that you know what you want. I'm hearing that as well. It's just, it's waiting for it. Interesting. That makes it kind of uncomfortable as well. So what is that about? Maybe for instance, it could be a birth, but it's like you're waiting for something. So it's like the waiting is kind of getting to you, where you're like, I'm in the waiting room, and that's making me ask all these questions that I know I don't even need to ask of myself. Let's clear it. Some of you want to move. You want to move even abroad. That's really freaky, whatever the, I'm hearing identity crisis is that you feel you may have when you do that with the Magician and the Fool. It's like, on one hand, I really want to do it, but I don't maybe even speak the language, but I really want to do it. Let's clear it again. Let's clear it again. Wow, shishi. Yeah, so, alright. Here, keep your eyes on the prize. Keep focused. See turquoise here everywhere. You might want to even work with crystals. For a number of you, grounding is so important during this time. Especially if you feel like so many things are kind of, they're throwing me off. I feel like they're kind of like getting in my vibe. I'm hearing that as well. Grounding is so important. Now, again, I'm hearing it's never too so-called late. Let's get the cap of the water bottle off the ground. Okay. No cards yet on the ground. Let's get a few cards here. We'll do Virgo right here, and then we'll do Leo. We'll do them independently. Okay. for a number of you, you've been married for how many years? You're like, I can't even imagine being single. Like, I can't even imagine, like, it's like freaky, but then it's like you go in and out of this state of like, but I really want to go to Hollywood. I'm hearing that as well. The Two of Cups strength, maybe for a number of you, again, marriage can be it can be a metaphor. Maybe you are working again for a company or in a contract, whatever it is, and you're like, but I just imagine like having, I'm hearing Oslo written on my ticket. For me, you want to travel, no question. You want to become like some kind of performer in like some foreign country. I'm hearing that as well. I'm hearing boot camp. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe you want to go to some academy for something here. Okay. Leo. I'm hearing Leo. All right. Justice here. Right. Moon. Son of Pentacles. Yeah, you bob in and out. Because now the Son of Pentacles is upright. Bob in and out of this, like, I'm seeing seafoam green. You bob in and out of, like, I can do it. I want this. And then it's like, I feel like I'm already there. I'm hearing that as well. And then it's like, it's almost as if you are so deeply impassioned about whatever as well that your beginning is that it almost feels kind of too good to be true or surreal. For a number of you, it's just kind of freaky. Now with the moon here upright, it could be like a it's just surreal. I'm hearing that for a number of you. Daughter of Pentacles upright. Virgo, this is Virgo. We then have here, this is a year ago, the moon upright. At the last full moon in Aries, then 6 months back, Daughter of Pentacles upright. Something didn't get off the ground. Maybe it was like it's not really doing what I need it to do. I'm hearing that as well. Something felt kind of rigid or stuck almost. Okay, it's like the wheel. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles here in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. There was something kind of maybe even put on hold where you're like, okay. I'm thinking of it like a roller coaster, like kind of is brought to a halt, but like halfway up Magic Mountain. It's like, it's like that's really a weird feeling to feel like you're on the roller coaster and you were like ready to kind of take a, and then it's like, okay, you have to like wait. I'm hearing that. Seven of Swords in reverse. Eight of Wands right now. This is around this current period of the full moon in Aries, and it's Eight of Wands in reverse. We then move into the next 6 month period when we hit that next new moon in Aries, Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, and we'll pull on that. Ace of Pentacles here in reverse a year down the line. So there's something that, at the next full moon in Aries, so there's something that for a number of you, this is maybe something you were interviewing for. Daughter of Swords, you were like, I was in it, but then I had to like put it on hold, and like, oh, that was so frustrating. Like, gosh, you were like also so close as the feeling maybe. Okay, I was like about to make the sale. I'm hearing that, or I was about to like, I was about to like, like even like confirm my registration in the program. Like I was about to finalize maybe this experience in some way, and maybe this is even the kind of sensation of like I was gonna like go on a date with them, and then like for example like COVID happened. This is for a number of you. I'm hearing Raymond. Now let's cleave it in ground. Yeah, it's like we were waiting to really be also quite honest with maybe ourselves and others in this space, and it was like that feeling of in the movies where there's that scene. And there's so much energy here coming through, but the movies in the scene in the movies where it's like someone is like they build up the courage. Maybe they like have a crush on someone, or like they want to go tell their boss off. I mean that as well. Whatever it applies to for you, you're like you're so close. You're like this close to like finally doing it. You build the courage up. You storm off, okay, to finally also make peace with that experience. And then it's like you look up at that person, you see them, and like something kind of shifts in the environment. Maybe someone like walks by, and then it kind of the vibe gets disrupted. I'm hearing that as well. Daughter comes again for the second time here in reverse. It's almost like it's not a good time. Like, and then you decide you're like, no, I can't do it now. I'm hearing that Six of Cups in reverse. Maybe it was just like a divine timing feeling, and it just divinely was not the right time. Okay, it's not always like divine timing. Like it's the right time. Divine timing works is like vice versa as well, where it's like it's divinely like kind of not again. I'm hearing not again. This one was like, man, she says like every time I meet someone, they're with like a friend or their parents or like, and I'm seeing someone wearing purple hair. It's just like it just never ends up like really working. I'm hearing that with the Daughter of Swords. Now finally for a number of you though, okay. I'm hearing fame, the High Priestess in reverse. For a number of you, maybe you feel like with your business even, you're like, I'm just working so hard, but I don't see the payoff. I'm hearing that as well in some way. Obviously I'm in this, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of that Mother Wands energy last night. Obviously I'm in this because, not for that sort of immediate gratification. I realize that, there's more to the story here, and it can be absolutely for a number of you spiritually with the moon upright. You realize, like, so much more than what we see to the cycle. But it's still hard to keep up with the rhythm of what we keep pace with. Interesting. Even ideologically, I'm hearing that with the moon, like, we have to be vulnerable with ourselves in this space and say, I don't need to define my success by way of these XYZ types of markers or meters of what I make of my life. Interesting. Ace of Swords in reverse. So it's like, it's really, for a number, I'm hearing this, it's hard not to judge myself in this time in my life. I'm hearing that. Plain and simple, and that's okay with the Death card in reverse. But there is still this this cultivation of the practice of faith, where we say, I believe in this. I'm here, and that's it. Okay, I'm hearing that with the Daughter Cups in reverse, Father Cups upright. Let's clear it. Let's clear it again. Feel with pressure on the heart chakra. Okay. Somebody here is in love with someone. They can't just come out and say it though, and that is a problem. Because it brings them to face their emotion, but like with themselves, like over and over and over again. But really what they want to do is present it, and I'm feeling like butterflies in the tummy, okay? Like, they really want to do is face this person. I'm seeing someone almost like practicing, like looking at themselves in the mirror. But imagine that they're talking to someone, about whatever concept even, and it could be someone with the audience, right? Where you're like, I look at myself in the mirror and I imagine that I'm like talking to like a sea of people. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing the Navy, strength card. But then I keep just kind of recognizing myself in that. Let's clear it 1 second. Okay, so someone's like, look, it's just, I have to kind of also commit to it. So this is where we get kind of, this can mean so many things, because it could sort of translate in so many different ways for everyone here, but what I'm seeing for a number of you is that this is actually something that maybe you realize you do want, but it's been a matter of playing tug of war a little bit with maybe even that space of tension where it's like, I want it enough, but I have to want it enough, and not just like kind of just release the pressure and do it. It's like you're trying to find that medium, that happy medium, that place of desire and then approach. I'm hearing that as well, where it's like, you know what I'm saying, I'm hearing that with the Justice card, right? Once, like, it could be a negotiation as well. You're like, yeah, it's all about the timing, but you really, it's like, if it comes down to it, I don't want to negotiate. I don't want to have to negotiate. I want this. So it's challenging, but for a number of you, this might actually even be the subconscious sort of back end of how you process whatever this desire is. For a number of you, this has been like, a lot of work. Okay, let's get into Leo here. Thank you for tuning in, Virgo. Love and light to y'all. Enjoy this period. Let's jump into Leo. And the extended readings are now out as well. They are available via the link in the box below. Alchemy.com there, alchemy.com. Feel free to click or just kind of type it in, alchemy.com, if you want to reach the extended for this particular reading, which again, they're already posted. And thank you guys for your support with these readings. Click onto Virgo at the sort of header there, and I'm seeing someone in a wheelchair here. I'm not sure what that's alluding to for a number of you. Somebody works in charity. I'm seeing it. Yeah, okay. So anyways, feel free to click Virgo, and then you'll be able to route to the readings. I think it is the moon cycle reading, yes? That will say to October 13th. That's the reading for the 6-9 period. But always, whatever reading you do feel guided towards the other world, and the Ace of Cups coming through. Well, Leo, somebody wants your attention, and you kind of know it. I'm hearing that as well. Sun coming through upright, mirror the Ace of Cups upright. It's this realization point where you're like, I know what this is leading to. I'm hearing that as well. Emperor in reverse. Remember, you have a premonition, maybe even you have a dream. You're like, I see it all. I see everything. I see where this is going. I see what they also see in this. I see what they want. I'm hearing that. For a number of you, maybe even had a realization or like, again, an epiphany. Now, Leo, thank you for tuning in. Let's get into it here for you, and thank you all so much for connecting. Let's just take a breath here and break open that letter. I'm hearing that. For a number of you. Okay, let's jump into it. I'm hearing so far. Wow. I'm hearing a song. So far away, so far away, far away. Hold on. Hold on, Leo. I think I ran on stage a little too quickly. Hold on. Okay. So stop dreaming, don't need you anymore. Oh gosh. We just threw the banjo into the crowd, which may be a good thing. They might be able to play a little bit better here. Or judging from the singing here, at least. Okay, no, I don't know what that was going to, but we got here. I'm seeing it looks like a fire truck. It's not. It's a bus. So for a number of you, there's a number of people maybe even interested in you. Yes, and you know it. It's this feeling of like, people, they're wanting to invest in the space, and I feel it, and I know it. It's even like the sensation that you feel like a number of companies, it could be like headhunters, they have their eye on you here with the Father of Pentacles upright. You feel like we're really starting to play hardball in a whole another ring here with the Four of Pentacles as well. Yeah, even for a number, you have a number maybe even of suitors. Four of Pentacles, like 4 people. I'm hearing four Charlie Chaplin characters. Which one goes home? Father of Swords. Oh my! Some of you are really, you got like four D's. I'm hearing that need to lead to C's. I'm hearing that as well. I don't know what that's a different number. You got a lot of projects here. There are like 4 contestants, even Son of Cups. You're like, which one am I gonna choose? Son of Cups here. It's kind of awkward. Not gonna lie. You're like, yeah, that's weird. To say that salty is either, you know, better than spicy, or spicy is like more cool than like water. I'm hearing that as well. Interesting. Or wine. Interesting with a Devil. Hold on. So someone feels like they need to even pass a judgment. Yeah, it's like kind of like choosing a contestant with the 2 of Cups, but it's kind of like, I'm hearing sour with the Devil. Sometimes it's like this feeling, like I have to choose between, like, we're amongst the, I'm hearing the planets as well. I'm hearing planetary protocol. Interesting. Okay, that is a service on the website. if you are choosing, that's it. You can choose, let's say, you know, amongst the planets for a protocol. So in other words, you can like activate certain elements related to certain planetary archetypes. You can order, let's say, a moon cycle protocol or a Pluto cycle protocol. So if that's something of interest for you, you want to work with the energy of a certain planet in particular, you can book that via the website again as well, alchemy.com. So I don't know what that was meant to, but that's coming through, so we'll bring that to attention. But 2 of Cups upright. Wow, 4 right there. All right, that could be a message for a number of you. Anyway, 2 of Cups upright, 4 bright. For a number of you, it is in the way of, you know, there is something that maybe you got to make a decision, but it's a weird one. It's like, well, how do I say? It's weird. It's like I have to choose, like, it's like this, Leo. Yeah, it's like this, Leo. I have to choose a flavor. But in what circumstance is that realistic? Where we say, again, like something like sour is better than salty, sweet is better than bitter. I'm hearing that as well. Every element, I'm hearing every profile as well has its own talk. Interesting, and it is very, maybe for a number of you, convincing. Like, let's say in this way, maybe there are a number of people or even companies pitching something to you, and you're like, well, everyone has their story, and how can I say that anyone's story is like not where it's supposed to be at? Interesting. So there is something inherently challenging. I'm not saying that it's in the way of, well, you know, we don't know what decision to make, maybe even, or we don't have a decision in mind, but there is something that we have to discover, interesting, the potential of as well, and it's a matter of that. It's not like, hey, you know, you either are like, you know, good at this, you know, already, or you're not. It's a matter of, you know, there is the question of the principle of, I'm hearing also humility. So it's like I'm seeing like 4 people who are all equally kind of like really confident at something here, but it's just something that comes down to it. It's like even with like you know, college you know, kind of what is it, admissions and things like that. It's like, you know, you can have like, so that's what makes it competitive. You can have so many people applying to like Ivy League school, for example, or whatever school. So many amazing schools, and it doesn't really come down to what is, you know, what on the ballot. I'm hearing the ballot with the chair. Let's clear around. I don't know what that's like for everyone, but anyways, it's like, yeah, no, it's not like, you know, one human is better than the other. But there is this concept of what is the well-roundedness of the space. I'm hearing that with the Hermit, I'm hearing that with the Fool, and the Father of Pentacles. So, and with the college admissions thing, it's like they really look at these like more subtle things, because you could have 4 people who have perfect test scores. What are you going to do at that point with the Hermit and the Fool? What is the element, the concept of competition as that point? What makes this competitive further? And for a number of you, that comes down to, even, I'm hearing again, humility with the Hermit and the Fool, but also it comes down to like the character here with the Hermit, also of values, the characterization of values. So someone's like, look, they're looking beyond someone on the registrar's list. Interesting. They're not really looking at like their numbers or their data. It's more so now it comes down to this this proctored exam of the personality of the character. Interesting. Let me get what I want to get. Actually, I think we're good. Why do we feel like we need to get something here with the Fool and the Hermit? Someone's making it. They're coming down to it. Like, we need to decide. It's a challenging choice, but it is a kind of a simple one as well. With the 2 of Cups, it's like you kind of know who I'm hearing who works for this space. I'm hearing that as well, and kind of like who doesn't. Again, for a number of you, this is like, if there are a number of options, they're all really, really exciting. I'm hearing that as well. To even think about the Son of Cups and the Two of Cups and the Chair, like everything, you can't really go wrong kind of feeling. But there is this concept of also passion that we can't really like perform out for someone. It's either there or it's not. For number, you're like dating a number of people, you're like, I went on this date with this one person. I'm here. They were a doctor. They had perfect examinations. I'm here as well. I don't know, front to back. They were like 100%, like 150% on the ledger as well. The financial sort of breakdown was just like perfect. They did everything like perfect. Two of Cups, Father of Cups, Death in reverse, perfect history. Okay, just we didn't need to really like skirt around any subject. It's like it was perfect. Whatever. If we looked at it from that perspective, even analytically. However. When I was looking at them take out their wallet, I just couldn't imagine my math working out for them in the same way. I don't know what that's going to. Let's clear it. 1 second. I couldn't imagine myself also in their shoes. So it's like I couldn't. It's like someone, and this is hard. They're looking at someone. It's a very, very challenging, or whatever this energy is, to say like even goodbye to somebody. It's like. You're an amazing person. I'm hearing that as well. You are so also inspiring. I'm hearing empowering. This is really emotional for number. I don't know what this is alluding to with the Two of Cups necessarily. And the Nine of Pentacles, it's like someone's like looking at somebody. They're like, you're a fantastic. I'm hearing also like audience member. I don't know. Like that's when I'm hearing auditioner. I'm hearing that as well. With the Nine of Pentacles and Two of Cups, don't take this the wrong way. I'm hearing that as well. Every frog knows how to leap, and that's and that's the way they do it, and that's fine, right? We're not here to say that judge the frog and say, well, either like you leap the way we want you to or not. It's just the way that the pad is presented. I'm hearing will be so much more important down the line. Let's clear it. So maybe this is a matter of like right now, like. I enjoy this. I'm hearing also this time with you. Interesting. Let's clear it out. But when it comes like to the long term macro cycle, I don't see myself here. And that's so hard for somebody to say. So hard with the Two of Cups. And the Nine of Pentacles, because you see how much that person put into this experience. You really you can feel how much also they really are like a good person. They care about whatever this is. You don't want to turn them away. You don't want to do that. I'm hearing that. But when it comes again down to it, you see yourself, I'm hearing Leo, in a way that you recognize you need to love as well. So in other words, you feel I need to be honest with myself here. And what I mean to me, I'm hearing that as well, because when I tell someone else also the truth of what I feel, then I'm able to actively address that story, and I know that there is someone out there who will do the same for me. Interesting. So it's let's say in this way, for a number of you are actually turning something down. I'm hearing this way. I don't know what that's linked for everyone, and it can be metaphorical, right? But it's you feel maybe that. You're kind of acknowledging where something is not really real for you anymore. I'm hearing that as well. It's I don't want to have to say this. I'm hearing that again. But there's too much butter on that piece of toast. I'm hearing that as well. I have to take it as well. It's going to be like you with your sister. I'm here in the morning. You're it's just too much butter. I love you, but the butter doesn't work for me. And I'm saying that person maybe finds that is the perfect equation, right? It's not wrong. Inherently, it just doesn't work for someone here. I'm hearing that. And then, okay, so with the Moon and the Two of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, and so for a number of you, someone is also realizing, well, I want to be honest with myself, and then when I'm honest with myself, then I can appreciate, right? Also, my potential, because to create really what I want to create, I have to bring forth that expectation honestly. So, in other words, it's you realize you're doing both of you a favor. I'm hearing that actually with the Moon. Let's clear it around Leo, Temperance in reverse. So it's not really a surprise, whatever this is. It's not it's something that you did feel coming. It was kind of over time. You felt the frog is kind of not leaping the way I need it to. I'm hearing as well. It could be physically. Let's just get real. This is something physically where you realize I'm just not stimulated physically. I feel I'm not being challenged as well physically, and you will know how you're feeling at the end of whatever this is. These cycles of experiences. High Priestess in reverse, Temperance in reverse. We're just not talking enough. There's not enough stimulation. I'm hearing that again. Maybe for a number, this is a program that you're in. It's just not also fun, I'm hearing, or fair to anyone in this space, because you feel like it's just not, it's like having a dog and you feel like you live in an apartment, you don't have a yard, and you feel bad. You're like, I think I should give the dog back. And it's not that I don't love this dog, it's just this doesn't work. I'm hearing that for me or for them, and I see it from that perspective, so I have to say it. I'm hearing that's what it comes down to, maybe for a number of you, right? It's like looking realistically, and we are kind of working in tandem with that energy, you know, with a Virgo reading. So let's clear it in ground. So Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Son of Wands upright, Father of Pentacles upright. Somebody's a farmer, I'm hearing that as well. They have a huge, like, family, I'm hearing that as well. This is for a small number of you, I'm hearing network. They're like, well, you know, why are you being so negative? I'm not being negative. They're like, I just want to be honest. Like, maybe someone's like, why are you just assuming that this is not going to work out? They're like, I'm looking at the long term, and I have to talk to myself as that person that I see myself as in the future. I could do this. We could keep doing this. But when it comes to it, my potential, I have to prioritize my personality as well. So, you know, I wonder, is this something where someone feels as well that they have kind of... Well, this could, for a number of you, be a debate where you're like going back and forth. You're like, can we reach that middle ground, you know, of the discussion? 8 of Wands, in between the 2 of Cups and the Moon. 1 second. There's a focus on the number 8 there, 6 of Cups. That same sort of energy, and that same part of the reading. Mother of Pentacles reverse came through in the beginning of the Virgo Leo axis reading there. So with the Mother of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Cups upright, yeah. So it's like, for a number of you, it could also be the thing where like you wanted to try and train someone on something, but like it started to become really obvious that like they're not really, it's just not in their nature to want to work in that way. And so you're like, I don't want to end up forcing, like, you know, the door closed and open every time. Like, if they don't want to do that, right? So let's clear it in ground. This is going to be related to the concept of children. Someone's like, well, maybe we can try, you know, like a little harder. Like, I don't know what that's going to. This person's like, well, I don't want you to feel like you have to try. I'm hearing that as well. So yeah, it's a little bit, it's a little bit, you know, maybe even like kind of controversial, maybe a little bit complicated for a number of you. You know, there's something that just like you're thinking, for a number of you, this is maybe with your business. You've been trying to like keep your business afloat. I'm hearing that as well, and it's like, you like meet with a financial manager. You're like, hi. Yeah, I can't do the whole Spider-Man thing. The Spider-Man act, it's not going to make sense for me. Like, when I think of it down the line, financially especially, it's just, I'm hearing 2 zeros don't make a 1. I can't be in debt. I'm hearing that at the end of the day, Father Shores and, you know, Hermit of Right. Let's clear it. And a death card. Somebody's making a decision that, yeah, it comes down to it, really. Like, then it is a final sort of decision. Maybe it's something that you have been calculating, trying to see, well, how could we sort of, you know, manage this expectation of hearing that as well, and then get to the point where you're like, I have to just say it, like, I'm not going to be able to also deliver this. So for a number of you, maybe it's something that somebody has even, like, ordered, or something was prescribed, and, like, they thought that they could, like, keep up with that space, whatever it was, and it just was not able to really fully, I'm hearing, finance that. The Hermit with the Judgment card in reverse. I'm hearing at least on their own, so maybe, like, someone, yeah, with a Chariot. So damn, that's hard. That's really hard, because they're like, I have to give the dog away, kind of feeling like I can't take care of it. I'm hearing that as well with the Death card and the Chariot. I have to do the honors as well. I don't know what that's going to do with the Judgment card reverse. So it's like somebody maybe needs to like come out and say, hey, I also can't work for this company anymore. Maybe something kind of like number of people are auditioning for something, and they maybe like step out of the race. I'm hearing that as well with the Chariot upright. Let's clear it in ground. I'm hearing, yeah, but it was clear by like the last term, Father Swords upright, Chariot upright, that, you know, I'm hearing the chosen people would be worded a little differently. I don't know what that was going to do. Maybe someone's like, the kind of thing where people never be looking into a cycle. They're looking in from the outside in, right? And they're kind of like, they can see more or less where things are going. Like, I don't know what that's alluding to. It can be financially, where, you know, you're kind of looking at the company, the business, you're like, seeing the way they're working, you know, they all look frazzled. It's like, I don't know, I think that they're having a tough time. I'm hearing financially as well, with the Strength card, the apex of the spread. So, Leo, for a number of you, there is maybe something that, you know, you've been trying to even manage. And it's like, yeah, no, at a certain point, it's not about even that. managing it. Okay, maybe it's like I have to say goodbye. I'm hearing that again, and I don't want to say it in that way again, but it's like maybe the kind of thing where you have a number of people also working with you in a certain space, and you have to downsize with the strength card of the apex, chariot leading out with the magician. But well, if you do that, I'm saying that there will be a really sensational story that's written about that space as well, where it's like everyone is honored in that space. Everything is kind of acted on, where it's like we're not going to leave anyone feeling like they're missing anything. I don't know what that's going to missing any parts, labels. Like, yeah, so let's clear it. It's like kind of bittersweet, possibly. For a number of you, it's the type of thing as well where it's like, well, we're not gonna sorry about that. Okay, we're back. The phone cut right then. So, if you can see me all right, can you type 222? Okay. Nonetheless, yeah, it was right then we were saying, like, a company maybe comes forth to, like, a number of people in the company. They're like, hey, so maybe we're not going to be owning the company any longer, but, we're going to ensure that you're, like, still employed. It's like something maybe like that. So it's a little bittersweet. Maybe, whatever it is, I'm not saying that, like, some people will feel like kind of, like, they're either, like, losing or winning in this. It's maybe for a number of you even like a buyout or a sellout. It's something, though, sentimental at the same time, kind of, some maybe a number of people feel like it's kind of tragic with the death card and the hermit and the magician, like a little bit like that's too bad. But at the end of the day, I'm hearing with the magician, there's something maybe even of like a prize, like at the end of the day, it's given to everyone. Maybe again, like I'm hearing royalties as well, paid out with the death card and the magician. Yeah, I'm hearing that again with the death card and the son of cups as well, actually, and the father of cups. So something will be like maybe even like commemorated. Something will be kind of honored is what I'm feeling. It's not just going to kind of happen in this haphazard sort of way, whatever that may mean in particular. Number of you. Now, we're good, right? Okay, yeah, good. 222. So, all right. Now let's thank you, Leo, for tuning in. And the extended reading is now available via the website alchemy.com. You can check that out at that page, and that link should be in the buy box below as well. Otherwise, just type it in, and you can click Leo at the apex of the website header. Click Leo, and then you'll be able to route to all the extended Leo readings, which include, I think, as well, extended October 15th readings. I think I had those up there. And all the retrograde cycles as well. And thank you guys for your dear support with these readings. Let's jump into it. Let's see. I really am tied. I'm tied with Scorpio and Cancer. Let's do Cancer. Okay, Cancer, I'm hearing I care too much. Okay, tell me something new. Justice here, 9 1. Somebody's like, I'm seeing you're looking at a cycle. I'm hearing Leo with Leo. Interesting. So, okay, but it's like, you're looking at the past, and then you're looking at the so-called future, and you're thinking, what is my conversation today about everything right here, right now? It's kind of a very, very intense feeling of also culmination build up here with this Justice card in the very center of the spread. It's like, maybe even a little bit of sensation of like catch-22 ultimatum with the Justice card. Somebody also feels maybe that there's a little bit of pressure to make a decision. Let's actually full card here for each of the periods. We'll do a year back at the approximately the full moon in Aries, about a year ago, and then the 6 months cycle period, 6 months back with the new moon in Aries, and then cycle today, and then with the full moon in Aries, and then 6 months down the line to the next new moon in Aries, and then a year down the line approximately to the next full moon in Aries. Okay, let's jump into it. Remember, there's a lot here involved. Maybe in this space, 10 of Wands in reverse, but like you've seen it coming. You were ready for this. I'm hearing those little maybe even have this conversation. 2 of Swords in reverse. Maybe lead into here the current state. 9 of Pentacles upright. So about last full moon in Aries, 10 of Wands in reverse. The next here new moon in Aries 6 months ago, about 2 Swords in reverse. And the current state is a 9 of Pentacles upright. Someone was kind of nervous about something. They're like, I don't know. Is it appropriate to really like come out and say it? I'm hearing that as well. Like someone's thinking like, is it my place? I'm hearing as well, maybe with myself to like, bring this forward. So maybe for me, there's a realistic side to the story that you're kind of wanting to even bring, full circle. I'm hearing that's over the 9 of Pentacles, like to kind of also define, to process, like officially to present as well. I'm hearing that way, like, and I'm seeing that's been something you've been wanting. So it's like, I don't want to feel like I'm hanging in the middle of nowhere, even if it's with 9 Pentacles. Okay, 9 Pentacles, that's like, yeah, okay, kind of comfortable, but like kind of also not. It's at that point where we're like, we're so big in the belly with the baby that it's like, I kind of want to have the baby already, kind of feeling Nine of Pentacles, and not that that's not a beautiful process. I'm hearing that again here with the Ten of Wands reverse, mirroring the Nine of Pentacles upright. It's cleared around. Somebody's like, not that I'm not interested also in the understanding of it all. I'm hearing that as well. It's just getting it's getting heavy here. I'm hearing that as well with the Nine of Pentacles upright. For number, this is maybe some cycle, like even karmically, even yeah, potentially. That's just like, and I'm hearing professionally as well. Six of Cups in reverse, Mother of Pentacles upright. These are really, this is a lot of pressure, like even in terms of the, it's like this. It's like I'm pregnant, but I can also feel everyone else is waiting for me to have the baby sort of feeling. So it's like I feel, and I'm saying 7-7 right there, in 66 minutes. So 77 people in the room, 77 likes. I can just feel like technically it's not anyone's business like where I'm going with myself. I'm hearing that as well, but I can feel that they're like wanting to know where I take it everything. Somebody's like kind of even maybe feeling a little overwhelmed. I'm hearing frazzled, layout, Daughter of Cups in reverse, like they want to like know what my history is, my story. Two of Cups and the Father of Swords. Now this could even be an interview. You got the Devil leading you out. There's some kind of opportunity that is approaching. I'm hearing that maybe even you're like, and it could be you knowing like, hey, I'm gonna be like selling my business. I'm hearing that for number 2, the Devil. Hey, Ten of Swords, Mirror in the Tower. I can see where this is going. I'm hearing that again. Like I will be making some decision. Maybe you give yourself this sort of timeline of thinking where you're kind of telling yourself, by that date, I want to have made a decision on this, and you kind of know it's like I'm gonna be selling the business. I'm hearing that again. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Right there after the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, this is not something that you're kind of like seeing, but then kind of like scared of seeing. I'm hearing that as well. It's kind of or saying Seven of Cups in reverse. It's a matter of when you market it. I'm hearing that present it. Again, there's a lot involved here though. It's kind of predictable, but not. It's maybe in the environment. It's like I want to maybe sell something. Let's say I'm ready to sell this, whatever this is, but it's a matter of the environment, even I'm hearing the standard, the industry. It's like I want to get it at a good price. I don't want to just kind of like randomly, also follow everyone else in their lead. Like maybe this is even like something that a number of people are selling. It could be a stock or whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't want to just like follow what everyone else is doing. It has to feel right. Okay, so Swords in reverse. So there's a lot involved here though. Cancer, thank you for tuning in. Love and light to you. Let's jump into Scorpio here. And Cancer, your extended reading for the full moon in Aries is now out and available. You can access it via link in the bio box below. It's alchemy.com. For a number of you, there's something you want to maybe even like say very clearly to someone here. I'm hearing that as well. And you could be dealing with a Scorpio. There could be an aspect that is related to finances or even investment, or I'm hearing an industry. Let's clear it. Yeah, you could be like, wanting to make a decision, and it is to directly address something. This is maybe even someone else's energy in relation to you. Again, the extended readings are available now via the link in the bio box below, alchemy.com. You can reach it via the link in the bio box below, and then we'll jump into here Scorpio now. Alright, next. You could be dealing with a Scorpio as well, so let's jump into it though. Okay, wow, something's moving very quickly, Scorpio. I'm seeing somebody actually just wants to communicate with you, or you are feeling that way. I wanna get going with this. I'm hearing that as well. Like I don't want to feel like I'm, like in the cave anymore as the lion. I'm tired of that. I'm not hibernating anymore. Tower. This is like you're putting an end to a cycle. I'm hearing Cancer, Leo, Capricorn. I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing I care too much. I'm hearing that as well. That came through in the Cancer reading. We're kind of deciding, right? Should we read on Cancer? Should we read on Scorpio? Which one do we start with? Which one do we end with? Either way, we're going to address both of those energies. So it's like, I'm hearing both of those profiles as well. Maybe this is a decision you're making, but you do have the Two of Cups, you do have the Father of Swords, and you have the Moon, and the Empress. If you're making a decision, you do know what your decision is. It's not like, but it's like, I gotta do it. So, there's a little bit of this feeling of like heart palpitation. I'm hearing that as well. When you get close to making that decision, final and clear. Yeah, the Seven of Swords and the Five of Wands. Now, Mother of Cups, Eight of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Tower, and the Daughter of Wands. Some of them feel so awkward. They're like, I'm seeing they show up at like a table, a desk of some kind. They bring like all these papers with them, all these like files, these folders. They just like drop everything as a stack on the table. They're like, yeah, I'm done. Like there's no more practicing. This is what I'm offering. This is what I have. This is what I can do. I'm hearing that as well. It's like the sales rep that can't further negotiate the magic of the entrance that they walk in with. I don't know what that's about. They're like, that's it. Like I've practiced my gig. Like enough. Okay. And the point now is, what is all this stuff to you? Or what does this mean to you? So it's like maybe someone's even valuing something, or they're getting something valued. Maybe appraised. I'm hearing they're getting an appraisal. Like maybe they even renovated something and they're like, okay, I can't like put any more. Like maybe they're getting judged for something as well. Now, flipping to the Father of Wands. It's almost like kind of like a presentation of some kind. Father of Pentacles in reverse. It's kind of like, well, I'm not gonna like try to impress you though. It's like, this is what I've done. This is my portfolio. I'm not going to try and like, manifest it interesting in the way that you want. I don't know what that. So Scorpio, are you like at that point where you're like tired of trying? I don't know. With the Nine of Cups, like, but I'm seeing it in the way of you've polished something. It could be like a resume even, and you're like just like you're. I'm hearing at this point you're like so tired. I'm hearing that as well. The Two of Swords. You're like, I really want to just type you in the email, but I can't do that. But I'm a Scorpio, so like I can. Yeah, you better believe me. They start kind of getting triggered by this person through email. They're like, I can forget Death card here. Yeah, just watch me. They even make this like draft email, like cussing out this person. I don't know what that was like. That's a Scorpio thing though. Maybe. He's like cups with us. You were like, what the fuck? Why would somebody like? I don't get it. Like, okay, maybe a Scorpio thing. Okay. But, maybe for a number of you, somebody's like, yeah, but I can't do that. It's like they go in the middle of a field, they drive into the middle of this field, and they just like scream and they shout and they say everything they wanted to say to that person, and then they like drive back home. They're like, alright, that's everything I should have said. I said it, technically, and I'm good now. 3 of Wands in reverse, 4 Cups upright. But they don't like, maybe they don't show that aspect of themselves maybe to this person. Now, let's clear the ground. Strength, card upright. Oh boy, yeah, no, there are like, I'm seeing a number of people, you're in a room here, Scorpio, number of people here around you. They are like looking at your work, and you're like, I don't give a damn. I don't, you're sitting in that chair like awesome power Scorpio at this point. You're like, I don't care. Like, I kind of want to make you laugh at this point. I've been trying so hard to impress you. It's no longer like, did he boop today? Did he not? Like, oh my. Okay. When Scorpio doesn't care anymore, Scorpio doesn't care how loud the horn is, how hard they're hugging. Hey, anybody else in the room? I don't know what that's about. It's like, no, okay. Truck that just went by. It's Harry. Anyways, so now we have the Three of Pentacles here at the apex. Yeah, it's just like you're at that point, Scorpio, got like senioritis kind of feeling, okay? You're like, I don't know. I don't know how do they see me seriously? I don't know. I don't really see this really at all anymore, actually, to be honest with you. Maybe this person just like, they're just like, yeah, Chariot. They're like looking at the clock sort of feeling, class sort of feeling. They're like, I'm just psyching myself out. Oh, so that's interesting. So maybe they feel like they were taking it a little too seriously, so now they're like, I'm gonna like lay back now. I'm gonna just take a chill pill or 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7. I am a Scorpio. I will take it to the extreme. It's like, that really is very Scorpio energy, where they kind of go like extreme. They're either like totally into this, or like they're like totally not. I'm like gonna show up here at 2 a.m. every single day, or like I'm gonna be here 2 to 4 days out of the month. Maybe the whole year, actually, if we're quite honest. Okay, that might be like Pluto conjunct the Ascendant for a number of you. Okay. That's one of my placements. 8 of Pentacles, right. Okay, my parents, both Cancers, they're like, yeah, Natalie, you're so extreme. Oh my gosh, you're so like, why either here, like so intense, like, okay. This is interesting with the Scorpio energy. It is very, again, like kind of, there is that polarity matrix that makes the energy of Scorpio what it is. 8 of Cups at times. The question is, also how does that feel to go between those two extremes? That's up to you. That's for you to decide, right? And determine, are these cycles that I move through, right? Is it making sense for me? I'm hearing that as well. Let's clear it. Maybe. Well, one second. This is maybe something Scorpio that. Well, there's a reason for everything, right? So, like, if you went through a certain phase even, where you're like, I was really into that, and then, like, I realized that, like, it wasn't really doing anything for me back. I'm hearing that as well. And then I, like, totally fell off the wagon, and was like, you drive yourself now. I don't know what that was alluding to. Okay, Scorpio, like, you're kind of like, yeah, I don't understand this stuff. I'm seeing someone gets out of a car in the middle of the lane. What the heck? Okay, they're like, oh, I don't need to be I don't need to be. They like automatically tune into another like station as well. They're just not going to be wasting any more time with something that did not like also stop for them on the side of the road. I'm hearing that. Interesting. So like somebody may have even taken the little stinger out. Okay, the Scorpio stinger. I'm hearing ouch. I'm hearing that. Yikes. I want to make sure that that was felt. I'm hearing that as well. The Mother of Wands upright. What's that about now? Scorpio, Three of Cups. Somebody maybe even. They feel, for a number of you, someone feels exhausted, it's with themselves, okay? And when we think about the 8th house energy, right, Pluto energy, Scorpio energy, we do see that there is that space of tension with Scorpio, right? It's like, it's with myself, right? If you think about the Scorpion, right, they sting themselves, ultimately. So it's like, where is it that with myself I realize, like, I've taken things too far? I'm hearing that as well. And then where is it that I now realize, like, I need to fall back a little bit and just kind of say, like, whatever. I'm hearing to that. Like, but that's also extreme. So I'm not saying, like, let's get into this sort of balanced mindset. Not really, okay, with the 10 of Wands in reverse. It's more like, I'm dropping the whole bucket. Everything in it, all the marbles, they can go rolling at this point. I don't care. I'm hearing that with the Fool upright. Like, and it can be metaphorically where it's like, I used to care what people think, and I just no longer do. I just don't. I'm hearing that with the Fool leading out. I can flirt with whoever I want. I'm hearing that as well. I don't know what that's going to do, okay? With a Fool, I'm going to just, I'm going to flirt back. I'm going to flirt up. I'm going to flirt down. I'm going to flirt in. I'm going to flirt out. I'm going to flirt around. I'm going to flirt as someone else as well. Like, maybe someone's like, yeah, I don't know what that. They're like, I don't need to feel like I need to prove that as well, or discuss it, or even like kind of compensate for it. So maybe like in the past you were kind of nervous. I'm seeing somebody applying for a position. Maybe when they would interview, they like wanted to like explain certain things, like like kind of nervous about your resume thing. Not nervous anymore with the Fool upright. If anything, it's like I actually, I don't really care. Like if you are on the same page as me, and that's okay too. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Wands. Like it's okay to me to feel that I'm okay with that. So for a number of you, though this is like a Scorpio who feels maybe that they have been a little bit treated unfairly, maybe even, like I am hearing prejudice, hopefully not, but the Four of Swords upright and the Emperor upright, where it's like, I realize that like I'm just not getting the benefits that I really need to be getting. I'm a great asset. I'm hearing that as well to this community, and I don't feel that I'm actually being appreciated in that way with the Emperor upright. And it could be with you as well, where you're realizing I'm putting so much effort into this, in this direction, and I just don't feel like people get on the school bus and they really recognize me as who I am. So, and that's not something that you can necessarily blame, let's say, those people for. It's like we basically set up others, right, to treat us in a certain way. So if you feel like you're being treated you're being mistreated or treated unfairly, it's like maybe this is you with you, or you're realizing, wow, I really didn't maybe you gave someone the benefit of the doubt. You're like, yeah, I really need to be more clear with that with myself, where I tell myself I need to make that clear for others. So for a number of you though, it is like so extreme. Well, it is like so intense, like the shift here. I see someone kind of going from like caring about every little letter they write, the emails, no typos, like make sure like all of the emails are opened as well and like they're directed to the right people, and then it's like, yeah, Monday is kind of like the same thing as Tuesday. Yeah, so what? They said they need it by Tuesday. I'm going to give it to them on maybe like, yeah, Tuesday means Tuesday, right? This Tuesday, next Tuesday, 3 Tuesdays later. Okay, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Like, there's something that just has become also like a concept that you can't justify anymore. You're like, I could give so many examples for, so many things, but I'm just not at that point anymore. I'm not going to be playing this sort of, this catch-up game. I'm hearing that as well. So for a number of you, maybe you are re-evaluating, re-representing, redefining, reconsidering, and we do have 5 to 6 planets retrograde. Okay, maybe you're looking at the past, you're like, if I were to theoretically continue doing my work in this way, I would be totally, like, you look at the past maybe cycles, you're like, yeah, that's going to happen again. That's not going to happen again. I'm not going to let that happen again. So, and then you just, like, decide to go to happy hour for, like, 4 hours instead of 40 minutes maybe. And then you start to kind of, like, stay there a little longer. The next time you're there and, like, so on and so forth. I'm seeing someone wearing a crossing guard top. Let's clear it. That came through in reading last night. Now, for a number of you, you are overtired, Scorpio. There is something out of balance here. Maybe you're like working too hard. It's like, and you realize that suddenly. You're like, Wake up call to me. I have not actually done any self-care. I'm hearing this month at all. And you just kind of like realize that, and then you like slowly turn in your seat and you start working in that direction, moving down that lane. I'm hearing it like in this way. You just shift, you just start moving in that direction. I'm hearing that like yet again. So there's something kind of that you realize like, I'm hearing it's sunny out. Why am I not playing with the other kids out there? I'm hearing that as well. The Seven of Pentacles upright and the Star in reverse. Like, you feel maybe that there's something that has just kind of been sacrificed, but the realization is again kind of dramatic when you feel like, wow, I feel how I haven't really, maybe even like given enough attention to that need of mine or that aspect of my life. So for a number of you, yeah, it's like suddenly though, you're like, should I just not go to work tomorrow at all? It's like, that's like a Scorpio thing. Alright, so like I realized I was working way too hard. Do I just like not show up this whole week now? Okay. What should I do? No, I can't show up anymore because I'm working too hard. So it's like that extreme sort of perception, right, of Scorpio. Now, I got a lot of Scorpio in my chart. I understand this. It's cleared and ground, clear the pressure down the right pointer finger. That came through in, I think it was the Virgo or the Leo reading. Now, I'm here when the sun shines down on me or something like that, or when the sun goes down on me or us. They realize like they also don't want something to get so far. They realize they're at the edge there a little bit. They're like, I don't want it to get to that point where like I lose freaking control and I react. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, I realize like I don't want to go there. I'm hearing also like within that space with that person. I'm hearing that as well. Like, so I want to respect this. I'm hearing that as well with them. Interesting. So maybe someone realizes that they need a break as well. That maybe they need time off, and it is for themselves. I'm hearing this for a number of people, like self-care. So take it to Scorpio. Thank you for tuning in. We will jump into. Who will we jump into next? Let's see. But either way, Scorpio as well. By the way, the extended reading for you, Scorpio, for the full minute Aries. This will be looking at the energies leading up into October 13th. This reading is now available. You can access it via alchemy.com. And thank you guys for your donations as well, for your support with these readings and the channel as a whole. So thank you guys again for tuning in. The many ways that you do connect and the many ways that you do show your support, right? And that is on so many levels. So thank you again for tuning into you. Let's jump into it here for who's next. I'm hearing open the box, open the mailbox, open the letter. There's something like rushed here. I'm hearing Capricorn. We didn't do Capricorn yet, right? Or did we do Capricorn? Gabby! Aw. Love you guys too. Love and light to you all. We'll take a little bit of a break here right now, okay? And then we'll jump back on. Okay, hopefully with Capricorn next. Love and light to you guys. Enjoy this period. Bye.